for the boys.
Woo! Oh, I fucked.
Alright, so good morning guys, what's going on? I forgot to grab my camera before I left the house, but today we're kind of doing something semi-spontaneous and something that I've also been kind of working on a little bit. So going to pick up a daily, and I'm gonna just be that douche, and I'm gonna just black out the thumbnail or something so you guys can't really see it, and I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna go get a daily, getting gas right now. So let's make this happen. Currently trying to find, oh, there it is. Alright, well, found it. Alright, well, here's a little sneak peek of it. He's just going to get the title and stuff right now, and we're both really awkward, so I won't film him, but here it is. Alright guys, I don't know how well you can hear me right now because I got the top off and the windows down, but we're driving it home right now. It needs a little bit of work, but I mean, I couldn't pass this car up. I mean, this is such a deal, and I'm happy that he wanted to be a part of the channel and help it out and help me out with giving me a super cheap car that I can daily. It just needs, well, I'll go over what it needs because I still gotta tear it apart and find out, but we'll get home, we'll clean it up, we'll change the fluids in it, and we'll give it some love, and then we'll see what it needs from there. But then I can have my real camera because I'm tired of filming on my phone. So see you guys in a bit. Alright, well, it made it home. Maiden voyage all the way from Buckeye, which is like about an hour away, and car's got its exterior flaws like the sort of fit bumper and hood, which I can mess with that, I'm sure enough. And then it's got little, obviously it's almost a 30-year-old car, so it's got some dings in the door, but little rock chips here and there, but nothing that, I mean, the paint really doesn't bother me in the slightest right now. That's the least of my concerns. So yeah, it needs a few little things in the interior. I noticed like this piece, and I don't know, maybe the little trapdoor thing that covers the radio. Definitely needs to be cleaned. I don't know if these are the original seat covers. I think they are, but they're just very old. So I'm going to be cleaning these out. I'm going to just rip the whole thing apart today, give it a nice scrub down. And the engine, let me show you that. All right, so minus the sun being awful lighting, 100% bone stock down to the airbox. So it's definitely got a valve cover gasket leak. It's kind of everywhere. Other than that, it's all here. So it looks like it's got, I don't know, almost like a janky looking freaking condenser or something, because it's an aftermarket one. It's from a shop. I ran the service history on the car and it didn't have much. Everything was clean on it. Everything was, I mean, legit. It just little maintenance history. So I don't know, we'll get the AC going. It was going, the guy swears by it all week, so I'm assuming it's got a leak somewhere, so we'll have to charge it and try and use some dye and find it. But other than that, it's pretty darn straightforward. I'm digging it. So I'm gonna go get this car registered really quick and try and return the battery that I bought because I forgot to bring it with me this morning, and Sebastian was cool enough to let me just keep the battery that he had just bought that he was going to use for his other car, but ended up not needing or something. So yeah, hopefully Walmart lets me return this battery. Haven't even taken the cap off, but yeah, run and do that quick. Let the car cool off a little bit, so that way when we get back home, hopefully I can start changing out some fluids and cleaning it up a little bit. I'm really excited for this. Okay, so the car is officially registered and it's all good to go. It's copacetic. I just got to call my insurance and or log into my insurance account and throw the car on there. So tagged. Now I'm gonna just start by basically just ripping the interior out, like the seats and stuff, and trying to just clean it up as best as I can. Vacuum it, scrub it down because these seats look like they've had lots of booty juice over the years, and then try and clean up the engine bay a little bit. I'm about to head over to the auto parts store in just a few and place an order for some rotors, some brake pads, a valve cover gasket. And I guess I'll just kind of go from there. I'll pull the plugs, see how those look, but I mean, spark plugs hardly ever, I don't know. I'll pull them, see what they look like. If I need to spend 12 bucks and change them, we'll do that. But yeah, just gonna try and get this thing cleaned up because it's kind of filthy. All right, so this is where I'm about to get innovative. So I don't have the lug key for this, and neither did the guy I got the car from. So what I'm gonna do is, I think this is like a 14mm head. So this fits in here just like a normal socket does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld another bolt to it, kind of like that, and hopefully see if that works. I mean, if it doesn't work, I just break the bolt. No harm, no foul. My welding the bolt thing was a failed thing. I tried 2 different types of bolts, and they both snapped because none of them are high. I don't know, none of them were strong enough, so I'm gonna have to sniff around, ask around for somebody for a lug tool. So in the meantime, I'm gonna just start trying to clean up the engine bay a little bit, go through a little bit of this excess wiring that's laying everywhere, pull the seats out and stuff like I was saying, and we'll get this thing taken care of. So let me kind of get situated first, and I will try and find stuff to film from there, so I'm not getting like caught up. All right, driver's seat's out. Time for the passenger. There's already like $1 and change right here. Getting lucky. All right, passenger seat is out. Got a free cleaning cloth. Got some tissues. Got some more change. Got some really crappy. Well, these are Rockshire, but got some amp wires or sub wires, even though I don't have a system. Nice. Alright, so this is what we're kind of working with here. Lots of mess. Cubbies. Very, very cool. Probably my favorite part of this so far. More mess over there. Got some wiring to clean up. The guy wired in a push to start because the previous owner that he got the car from, that got the key cut for the ignition, they got a cheap key, and so it just, I don't know, it doesn't turn the ignition all the way. I don't know what the issue is. So I'll try and figure that at a later date. It starts fine with the button right now, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Probably just clean it up a little bit and get all this crap out of here. I think, as weird as it is, like my favorite part of getting a new used car is the cleaning. Because I like cleaning cars, at my own cars at least, because I like seeing things go from gross to clean. But you also get to find some cool stuff. So just in change alone, I've already found 25, 50, 75, $1, $1.25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 89. I've already found like $1.84. So that's already, I don't know, a return investment, I guess. Next thing, get a trash bag and then vacuum this all up, and then spray some carpet cleaner, get to scrubbing, and then get to wiping, and then go from there. Alright, carpet looks much, much better. Okay, so I finally found a tool to get the lug nuts off. Turns out there's a big old Allen key stuffed under the spare tire. So very, very stupid. So while I'm out at the auto parts store, I'm gonna try and find a socket big enough, because these lugs, the way they're just really stupid. They're these little ones, these little guys. So I don't know, I don't think I have any lugs. I have a bunch of OEM lugs, but those won't fit in this wheel, so I might have to figure something out. I don't know, I'll have to look around. I might have some other regular style like locking lugs or whatever. But yeah, the brakes on this thing actually don't look bad. I did notice that the brake fluid in the reservoir was totally empty. The master cylinder looks to be newer, so I don't know how new it is, but I do notice that there's missing paint on the bottom side of the brake booster. So I don't know if it's this master that's been leaking or an old one. So I just filled it. I'm gonna have to wait for it to leak and see if it needs to be replaced or not. So yeah, the front pads on this thing look almost brand new. The bushings on the control arms actually look pretty darn new. But it is gonna need some inner tie rods, or at least the boots, because the boots on this thing are totally torn. I don't think I'll be getting to that today, because I don't know, maybe I'll probably try and order the parts, because they're dirt cheap. So I may order the parts now, and they're really not hard to put on. I just don't have access to an alignment rack at the moment because I'm busy all week, and James is too. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go get some oil, or sorry, not oil. I'm gonna go get a valve cover gasket and try and get a tool for these lugs or something, and we'll see you guys in a bit. So after making a trip out to the parts store, and I picked up some tie rod ends, I ordered some spark plugs, I ordered upper ball joints slash control arms, whatever, valve cover gasket set, bought some ultra gray, and then I went to the dealership to get some keys, and unfortunately it's going to be a couple days because I guess they're special order. So I'm going to just get the valve cover gasket done, and then probably adjust the valves while I'm at it, and then I may pop these tie rods on quick too, and yeah, probably leave the wheels off and leave the car on the jack stands until tomorrow, until I can get those upper control arms, which are super simple to do. It's just a couple bolts really. So oil is out of the car. While I'm down there, I'm just going to be changing out the training fluid quick. So in order to do that, need some fluid, which I have a couple containers of Pennzoil Synchro Mesh here and some Valvoline, which was, I believe, bought out, or Pennzoil, which was bought out by Valvoline. But either way, I got training fluid here. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the plug, and I'll show you guys quick how I do that. Yeah, let me put the camera down, drain it, and then I'll show you how to fill it. All right, so I don't remember how much these D-Series take. It's been a couple years since I've owned a D-Series. So essentially, this right here, this is your drain plug, and then this one up here, the 17 millimeter, that's your fill plug. So pop this off with just a 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 drive ratchet. That one, obviously a wrench. And then once this is drained out, I'll show you what I use to fill it. This nut, or this bolt has a crush washer on it. You're going to want to replace that too. I've already got a pack of them, but... Alright, so got the drain plug in and everything, got the fill plug out. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to need some hose like this, and you're going to just basically run it along the top down here. You're going to probably need somebody to help you unless you got a stiff hose. Mine's all flimsy and whatnot because this is fuel line or whatever. So anyway, basically you're going to put one of the hose into the fill hole on the transmission, and then just pour the fluid in the other end, and essentially you know when it's full because it'll just start dribbling out the fill hole. Once it's dribbling out the fill hole, then you're good. Pull it out, put the plug back in, training's done, good to go. So changing out the training fluid is just as easy as that, like I showed you guys. So yeah, like I said, you just know when it's full because it'll start seeping out the fill hole. But yeah, so now I'm going to pull the valve cover off. I'm gonna adjust these valves really quick, and then fill it with oil, and change the valve cover gasket while I'm at it, and then just kind of finish working my way around the car. All right, well, we've made it into day 2 now. It got kind of late last night or yesterday, so I just took the night off or whatever, stopped working on the car. So now I'm back out here. I just went and picked up the control arms and the tie rods I already had. So I already broke the tie rods loose, or at least the backing nut. So I'm gonna just take the bottom nut off, spin these off, put the new ones on, and then we'll get to unbolting the upper control arms, because O'Reilly's can't do anything right ever. Even though I ordered my spark plugs before my control arms and they're supposed to come out in the same truck. They won't be here for a little bit longer, but I mean those only take 2 minutes to change out anyway. So yeah, let's get doing this. I also got an air filter because this one's all destroyed, so I've already replaced the tie rods on my channel a dozen times or so, so I'm not really going to film that. As for the upper control arms, I'll kind of just give you a quick little glance at it, but again, I'm just trying to get work done. So yeah, but I mean upper control arms are simple enough. It's literally a ball joint, castle nut, and 2 bolts up top. So we'll get this done. I'll show you guys a little bit of it. We'll get moving on. So looks to be same filter. So O'Reilly's didn't screw up on that point. It's so cool having like a factory air box. It's like never really ever see these anymore. This is the first Honda I've ever had with a factory box. Alright, so because I like to do things the easier way, even though I could probably just smack those loose, really quick. I'm gonna just use my ball joint separator. Just pop it on play no games. Well, bam. Easy as that. So if you don't already know, if you've never done these before, again, these are left and right orientated. They usually have a marking on here, right here. It says L for left side, left being driver, whatever. So this is the same exact length, which I would hope it would be. So yeah, I'm gonna just spin the old tie rod off and spin the new one right on. This one's gonna be off probably by like half a turn. So it'll make a little bit of a difference in the toe, but like I said, it's getting aligned anyway. And then you always just want to obviously make sure you tighten down your backing nut again. So all good to go, both sides are done. Much better, good for an alignment. Next is the upper control arms up here though. So for these, you're just gonna have this one cotter pin and the ball joint right here, so that's probably like an 18 or 17 mil or something. And then up top here, you're gonna have 2 more bolts, one on each side of the shock tower. And yeah, once you get those, once you get those 3 bolts loose, separate the ball joint from the assembly, whatever it's called, and then just pulls right out. New one goes right back in place. New one, you may have to tighten up like the little U-shaped piece. I'll show you in a second, but yeah, you may have to tighten that up before or after you put it in. Okay, cotter pin's good. So in my case, this upper one is a 16. Yeah, 16. So we'll just pop that loose really quick. All right, so for this upper ball joint, if you guys don't use one of these already, I seriously, you guys gotta get one. It's like, it saves your ball joints, and trust me, your upper ball joints, with how much stress is already loaded on them from everything sagging, you're gonna want, I mean, I'm not trying to save these ball joints, but still, it saves you so much headache. LA Tommy showed me about this one, so, and this tool at least. So unfortunately, I can't use my impact driver right here, but I can get a wrench up here. So I'm gonna grab a ratcheting wrench and we'll pop this loose. Just like that. See how easy that was? Now it's, yeah, those bushings up top are destroyed. Alright, so my upper ones are 18s. Alright, so these bolts were just a little bit rough, so I had to use a ratchet, but now that those are all out, just wiggle it out from there. And I did actually forget that you do have to remove the strut, because this rainbow piece up here, so that's no problem now. So we'll just get that done quick, and this will just come right out. Alright, so I got the new upper control arms put in on both sides. I just gotta finish tightening down a couple these top nuts on them or whatever. But yeah, so it's all good to go. I'm gonna do that quick and we'll get this thing back on the ground. So the car's back on the ground now. This side pretty much perfectly where it was. This side I can clearly tell is towed out a bit, and I don't know, it looks, I don't know if it's because I'm sitting on a slight slant in the ground, but the tire looks a little bit cambered for some reason, even though I didn't adjust anything. So what I'm gonna do quick is I'm gonna just move the car up and down the driveway, and then I still gotta start it, make sure it's not leaking any oil. It's got oil in it, I filled that. I just gotta start it and whatnot, you know, just whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna roll it up and down the driveway a few times, see if the suspension in the front settles a little bit, bounce it around, and then if it, I'm gonna pull it in the shade because it's getting freaking hot out, and I'm gonna try to just mess with that tie rod a little bit. I'm gonna just try and turn it in just a little bit, so that way it's not pulling really hard to the right, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna do that quick, and this is hard to film by myself when I'm trying to get everything done, so I apologize for the lack of footage. Sounds pretty darn healthy to me. Let it idle for a sec. No leaks. I think we're good. So, on to the next thing. Okay, well, just got the spark plugs. I gotta slap them in really quick. I was just letting the engine cool off a little bit. I also noticed that the AC belt is very, very loose, so I'm gonna try and tension that up quick. And then, yeah, just got a few other things that I gotta do. I gotta swap the rear lug nuts with, I already swapped the front ones, but the rear ones are all stupid still, so I gotta put my other set on. And then, yeah, I mean, the car drove pretty darn good. The alignment's pretty close. I mean, it definitely needs an alignment, don't get me wrong, but it's really not bad. But yeah, car on stock suspension just literally feels like a yacht. Like, whole car just feels like it sways and like the wind blows it around, and it's not very nice compared to what I'm used to, having the car completely planted on the ground in the Integra. So, but I'm enjoying it. It's really fun learning how to work on a new platform. So, I haven't touched a D-Series in a while, let alone one with AC, but I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a pulley right there. So, I think that may be part of the reason why my AC isn't working, is because the pulley fell off somewhere. So, I have a small idea of where it could be. After I put the car back together, I was driving on the road a few streets away, and I was going left and right, just trying to like see how it felt, you know, and then I heard something kind of big clank and then like hit something under the car, and then yeah, so maybe it was that. So I'm gonna run up the street quick and try and see if that was it. If not, then I gotta try and source out a pulley. But this sucks. So honestly, it's getting kind of late in the day, and I think I'm gonna just end this video here, and yeah, hopefully I can get this figured out quick. But I'm having fun with this nonetheless. I just really hope I can get this AC going really quick. And other than that, this car's pretty much good to go. There is an issue actually. The input shaft bearing is shot, it sounds like, because as I'm going in gear, it's making a lot of noise. So gonna have to end up taking the tranny off of this thing and putting some new bearings in it. So kind of looking forward to that. Not really. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you're excited for new videos on the Del Sol now, along with the Integra doesn't have much else I can do to it for now, because now that it's summer, as of next week, we're supposed to be around the 110s, so it's really not going to be I'm not going to be driving the Integra for a while. I mean, really. So I'm going to get it tuned here soon, so be looking out for that, hopefully. And other than that, yeah, if you enjoy what you see, be sure to like, be sure to comment, be sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Do what you love, forget about the rest. Take it easy.